Hey everyone, it's Dr. Smith and welcome to the channel. Today, we're diving into a topic that might make you a little squeamish, but trust me, it's important. We're talking about parasitic infections, those pesky little critters that can sometimes take up residence in our bodies. Now don't worry, we're not going to get too graphic here, but we are going to talk about the signs and symptoms of parasitic infections because, believe it or not, they're more common than you might think. And the sooner you recognize the signs, the sooner you can get treated and get back to feeling your best. So, whether you're a seasoned health enthusiast or just curious about what's going on inside your body, stick around. We're going to break it all down in a way that's easy to understand and, hopefully, even a little bit interesting. Let's get started. First up, let's talk about your digestive system. You know, that complex system responsible for breaking down your food and absorbing nutrients. Well, when it comes to parasitic infections, your gut is often ground zero. One of the most common signs of a parasitic infection is persistent digestive issues. We're talking about things like abdominal pain that just won't quit, diarrhea that lasts for days or even weeks, constipation that has you feeling all backed up, nausea that makes you want to toss your cookies, vomiting that leaves you feeling drained, excessive gas and bloating, and even unexplained weight loss or an increased appetite. Now, I know what you're thinking. These symptoms can be caused by a lot of different things, right? And you're absolutely right. But if you're experiencing any of these issues and they're sticking around longer than usual, it's definitely worth considering a parasitic infection as a possibility, especially if you notice any other symptoms we're going to talk about. Alright, moving on from the gut, let's talk about your skin for a second. Your skin is your largest organ, and it's also a pretty good indicator of what's going on inside your body. When it comes to parasitic infections, your skin might start to act up in a few different ways. One of the most common reactions is itching. And I'm not talking about a little mosquito bite itch, I'm talking about intense, persistent itching that can drive you absolutely crazy. Along with the itching, you might also notice rashes popping up, hives that appear out of nowhere, eczema-like irritation that just won't quit, or even swelling or lumps under your skin. These skin reactions are often caused by the parasites themselves irritating your skin or by your body's immune system trying to fight them off. Now let's talk about energy levels because parasitic infections can really take a toll on your get up and go. If you're dealing with a parasitic infection, you might find yourself feeling constantly exhausted, even if you're getting enough sleep. This fatigue happens because the parasites are literally stealing your nutrients. They're feeding off of the food you eat, leaving you feeling depleted and drained. In some cases, parasitic infections can also lead to anemia, which can further contribute to feelings of weakness and fatigue. So, if you're normally a pretty energetic person and you suddenly find yourself feeling like you could sleep for a week straight, it's worth considering a parasitic infection as a possibility. Okay, so we've covered the gut, the skin, and energy levels. Now let's move on to the respiratory system, your lungs and airways. You might not think of parasites affecting your breathing, but in some cases, they absolutely can. Certain types of parasites can actually make their way into your lungs, causing a whole host of respiratory issues. We're talking about things like persistent coughing that just won't quit, wheezing that sounds like a symphony of whistles, and shortness of breath that leaves you gasping for air. Now, just like the other symptoms we've talked about, these respiratory issues can be caused by a lot of different things, from allergies to infections. But if you're experiencing these issues and they're sticking around or getting worse, it's definitely worth mentioning them to your doctor. Alright, let's move on to the brain, the command center of your entire body. Believe it or not, parasitic infections can sometimes affect your brain and nervous system, leading to some pretty strange symptoms. We're talking about things like persistent headaches that just won't quit, sleep disturbances that leave you feeling exhausted, and in rare cases, even seizures. Now, I know this sounds scary, but it's important to remember that these neurological symptoms are less common than the digestive and skin-related symptoms we talked about earlier. Still, if you're experiencing any of these neurological symptoms, especially in combination with other symptoms on this list, it's crucial to see a doctor right away. Now, we've covered a lot of ground here, but we're not quite finished yet. There are a few other symptoms that can sometimes be associated with parasitic infections that I want to mention before we wrap things up. These include things like fever, which can indicate that your body is fighting off an infection, muscle aches and joint pain, which can be caused by inflammation triggered by the parasites, and blood in your stool, which is a sign that something is definitely not right in your digestive system. Again, these symptoms can be caused by a variety of factors, but if you're experiencing any of them, especially in combination with other symptoms on this list, it's essential to consult with a healthcare professional to get to the bottom of what's going on. So there you have it, a rundown of some of the most common symptoms of parasitic infections. I know it's a lot to take in, but I hope you found this information helpful. Remember, if you experience any of these symptoms, it's important to consult a doctor. Don't try to self-diagnose or self-treat. Your doctor can run tests to determine if you have a parasitic infection and recommend the appropriate treatment plan. Early detection and treatment are key to preventing complications and getting you back to feeling your best. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more informative videos on health and wellness. Stay healthy and take care.